Check. Bring it back now. You already know that outcome. Chicka bam. Bam. Yep. And now, Mike's thoughts. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, Tyler Lockett will be released from the Seattle Seahawks. Tyler Lockett will no longer be in Seattle playing for the Seahawks in the 2025 NFL season. He has spent 10 years with the Seahawks, becoming the second most prolific receiver in franchise history. Tyler Lockett, which is 32 years old as of this year, had a down year in 2023, recording his lowest totals in receiving yards, just at 600, touchdowns as well, just as 2 since 2017. Mainly due because he was a third receiver, a fourth receiver on that team behind Jackson Smith-Njigba and, of course, DK Metcalf. By releasing Tyler Lockett, the Seattle Seahawks saved $17 million in cap space around $13 million in dead money, which also clears an additional $27 million by cutting 4 other players. Tyler Lockett said he loved his time in Seattle. He highlighted the support from the fans and the positive experience with the organization despite the reduced role in the offense. Tyler Lockett was drafted back in 2015 by the Seattle Seahawks from Kansas State University. He had a standout career, making All-Pro as his rookie, topping 1,000 yards his first 4 consecutive seasons in the NFL, ranking him second in franchise history in receptions, receiving yards, and touchdowns. Now, many people are upset that Tyler Lockett is being released. Many people are upset that Tyler Lockett is taking other avenues in his possibly in his very, very long NFL career. But guys, let's just face it. Tyler Lockett is a 5'7" receiver. He's 145 pounds soaking ass wet. It is amazing that he lasted 10 years in the NFL, let alone, like, he could have been a one and done. He could have been a 3-year and out. The fact that he got 10 years out of his career, Seahawks fans, you guys need to be on cloud 9. Now you need to be worried about keeping DK Metcalf. That's what it comes down to. Keep DK Metcalf, and then losing Tyler Lockett may not hurt as bad. Cue that intro. Let's go. What is up, Man Hour Nation? Michael Buckhush here with the Man Hour. Be sure to manhourradio.com. Check out the merchandise page, or check out the blog section as well. But guys, most importantly, guys, share this live stream. Share this live stream with a couple friends, and also hit that like button as well, because sharing is caring at the end of the day. And ELE, everybody love everybody. It is what? It is Wednesday edition of Man Hour NFL Talk. Guys, we're live every Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. East Coast time right here on Facebook.com and, of course, YouTube.com as well. And now we're trying this old ticky-talky stream thing. So if you guys are over there on the TikTok, come on over to YouTube.com and check out the live stream. But here on Wednesday, guys, we got some cold, hard facts. We got to talk about some cold, hard facts. It's simple as that. We got cold hard facts on Wednesday. We also want to talk a little bit about the Chicago Bears. Man, the Chicago Bears are making some moves. Jonah Jackson, Joe Thuney, picking them up. Now, are the Chicago Bears finally over the hump? Are the Chicago Bears finally going to the moon, baby? We'll talk about that. Saquon Barkley became the highest paid running back in the NFL history yesterday. What about James Cook? Are we forgetting about James Cook? Are we forgetting about the Buffalo Bills? We're going to be talking about the Buffalo Bills and James Cook coming up here very, very shortly. And then the Bengals. They're terrible in 2024. Their defense was absolutely horrible in 2024. How can they improve in 2025? And can the LA Rams, can they repeat in 2025, being the NFC West champions? Also that, we got a little bit of factor crap. Justin Fields, we're going to talk about Darius Slayton, and then we're going to talk about the man, the myth, the legend, Myles Garrett. And then we also end every show with the big thing, with a little bit of fact and a little bit of crap. T. Higgins got franchise tagged. Shedeur Sanders reportedly being arrogant and harsh at team interviews, and J.J. McCarthy. What does the future look like for J.J. McCarthy? We're going to be talking about that, all that, much more here, guys, coming up on Man Hour NFL Talk. But let's go ahead and slide over to the chat here, and let's see what the people are saying. This is live, interactive show. We see everything, and we talk about everything as well. We got my man John Peoples in the chat today. He says, what is up, Man Hour Nation? What's up, John? So guys, if you want to be like John, become a
pigskin pun. Get you some.
simply click on the subscribe button down below, guys. It's $4.99 a month. You get some free merch every quarter. You get behind the scenes footage. You get a little bit of this. You get a little bit of that. You get a lot of stuff. You become like John, become a pigskin pundit. Got my man Alan Sweet in the chat today as well. He says, "Go Bills!" Alan, stay tuned. Stay tuned, because about 9:30, 9:35 or so, we're gonna be talking about your Buffalo Bills and James Cook. And he says, "Our Lord and Savior Josh Allen is good." Listen, my man Allen, Josh Allen is great. Josh Allen is easily the best quarterback, the second best quarterback in the NFL, hands down. It is what it is. It is what it is. Jim says, "I'm not seeing it on the old Tic Tac app." You might have to refresh the page, Jim. I'm not for sure. Man Hour NFL Talk over there on the old Tiki Talkie. We are live. I can see it right here, and there's some comments rolling in as well. So definitely check that out if you guys do have a shot.
Pigskin pun, get you some.
But guys, let's get into today's show. Let's get into today's show and talk about the team that's kind of making me scratch my head a little bit. A team that's kind of like, hey, we coming, baby. We might be patting our chest. We may be on rebound mode from last season, but damn it, we are making some moves, and that is the one and only the Chicago Bears. Guys, the Chicago Bears so far today have traded for Joe Thuney and Joah Jackson to boost up their offensive line in the first few days of free agency. Now, obviously, guys, the Chicago Bears offensive line was terrible last season. In 2024, they ranked 24th as offensive line. They had the 12th worst pass blocking efficiency. They allowed the most sacks in the NFL at 37. But picking up Joe Thuney and Joah Jackson, guys, are the Chicago Bears finally ready to get over that hump? Are the Chicago Bears finally ready to, like, hey, we're tired of 3 wins and 5 wins and 7 wins. We're finally ready to go to the moon, baby. Guys, when we look at the Chicago Bears, I never, ever put stock in the Chicago Bears. Never. I simply cannot buy into the Bears with this much hype in the month of March. I cannot buy them in April. I cannot buy them in May, June, July. Hell, half the time I can't buy them in August, September, October, or even November. Guys, for everybody that is buying the Chicago Bears right now, putting them back up on this hype train like they did last March, Caleb Williams is going to take us to the Super Bowl and all this. Like, slow it down, baby. Guys, the Chicago Bears had the 24th ranked offensive line in the league last year. Joah Jackson for the LA Rams got traded, or was he a free agent, got traded. Either way, he came from the Detroit Lions to the LA Rams. He was injured for nearly half of the season. Joe Thuney, pretty good lineman. I'm not going to put any shade on him. He's a Pro Bowl caliber. He is a Pro Bowl lineman. But at the end of the day, there's a reason why the Kansas City Chiefs were kind of willing just to part ways with him. Look at the last lineman that the Kansas City Chiefs just decided to part ways with. Orlando Brown Jr. What has he done since? He's played like maybe 13 games. Let's just be honest. Guys, yes, these are 2 key free agent ads or trades for the Chicago Bears. They needed 4 offensive linemen. They have 1 more to go. They still need a center. Clearly, the offensive line is the biggest need for the Chicago Bears moving forward. But they also need a center. They need an edge rusher. They need a defensive tackle. They need a running back. They need a tight end. And oh, by the way, they need a coach that will stay more than 3 years. Oh, by the way, they need a quarterback that's not going to get benched in his second season. And oh, by the way, they need to stop hyping themselves up so much in March. Guys, the Chicago Bears are heading in the right direction. I can give them that. I can give credit where credit is due. They are heading in the right direction. Caleb Williams might be a decent quarterback in the NFL if they continue to build and let him grow within the organization. But stop it. Stop hyping the Bears up. It's March. What happened last April when you guys hyped up the Bears? What happened last May when you hyped up the Bears? June, July, August. What happened? 5 wins. 5 wins, getting your head coach fired. 5 wins, getting an intern coach. 5 wins, getting your intern coach fired. Not hired, I guess you can say. But guys, the question is, are the Chicago Bears finally going to get over the hump in 2025? When I say over the hump, I mean a winning season. 9-8, 9 wins. Can they double their wins from 2024 to 2025? I'm not buying anything Chicago Bears right now. I don't think they can get over the hump right now. I don't think they're a playoff team. I don't think they're competing in the NFC North title. I just don't see it. Unfortunately, they're doing a lot of the right things. Fortunately, they have a competent general manager. Fortunately, they maybe finally got the head coaching hiring just a little bit right. Fortunately, maybe they got a quarterback that's going to be around for more than 3 years. Fortunately, they're starting to build some offensive line as well. Unfortunately, they're still the Chicago Bears. Yes, I know Virginia McCaskey passed away. Rest in peace at 109 years old or whatever she was. But they're still the Chicago Bears. It's still March. They still got a new head coach with a quarterback that he didn't draft. I believe my man Beastie said it best. This is Groundhog's Day 5.0 for the Chicago Bears. They fire a coach. They draft a quarterback. That quarterback gets traded. They draft another quarterback a year later. That coach gets fired. So that coach, general manager, never has their guy. Guys, it is simple. The Chicago Bears, I'm not buying. I don't think they'll get over the hump. Not because they're not a good team, because the rest of the NFC North is pretty good. Vikings are still pretty good. Packers are pretty damn good. The Lions are decent, right? Catch the shade there. But the simple fact of the matter is they're still a 7-win team. 6-7 win team. No matter with the improved offensive line, they still need a center, still need an edge rusher, still need a running back, still need a linebacker, still need a tight end, and still need a quarterbacking coach that's going to last more than 2 years. So, guys, will the Chicago Bears get over the hump? Let's talk about it. Let's see what the people are seeing in the old chat here. See what the people are seeing. I got my man Alpha Rob in the chat today. He says, nothing will change. The Bears are still trash. Alpha Rob, love you like a brother, fuck you like a sister, and you are spot on. You are spot on. Yes, they're not very good. John says all of those trades just to end up in 4th place again. And John, you know all about being in last place. Your team hasn't sniffed the playoffs in I don't know how many years, right? The Las Vegas Raiders are just not very good. But you are right. They're making all of these moves. I mean, and honestly, we do live in the 7-playoff team, the 7-team conference playoff now, to where all 4 of your divisional teams can make the playoffs. So yes, the Bears can still be a 4th-place team and still make the playoffs. Yes, it can happen, and it might happen. But the simple fact of the matter is, John, I think we're on the same page. I think we're on the same page here because I think they're going to go 7-10. I think 7-10 is right up their alley. And granted, we don't know how the schedule's going to fall out yet. We'll find out late May, early June. We know who they're going to play, just don't know the order of the schedule. And the order of the schedule is definitely very, very demanding for them one way or the other. But guys, the question is very, very simple. Will the Bears get over the hump in 2025? I think it's pretty simple. I think the answer is no. They will not get over the hump, unfortunately. Moving on. Saquon Barkley, guys, became the highest paid running back ever in NFL history yesterday. But the Buffalo Bills have yet to sign James Cook. James Cook is looking to get paid. He's looking to get those dollar bills. Yo! Guys, this question is very, very simple here. Should the Buffalo Bills pay James Cook? Does James Cook need to get those Benjamins? Does James Cook need to get a brand new bed for it because all those dollar bills are going to be in there? Guys, the simple fact of the matter is that this is still a quarterback and wide receiver league. Now, when we look at James Cook, yes, he is the second best player on the Buffalo Bills roster as of right now. I put him above any receiver on that team. I put him above any offensive lineman, any defensive player. He's the second best player behind Josh Allen on the Buffalo Bills right now. Hell, in the playoffs, he might be the best running back in the league. The last 2 seasons, I still think he scored another touchdown on the Dallas Cowboys. When James Cook starts to click, he clicks, and it is hot and it is sexy, right? It is hot and it's sexy when James Cook starts to ball, when he starts to cook, when you start to feed him the ball. But in 2024, he did only finish with 1,009 yards rushing. He did have 16 touchdowns and another 246 yards receiving in the air with 2 touchdowns, but that is a decrease from his 2023 NFL season. He did add another 272 yards on the ground and 3 touchdowns this postseason, which was second behind Saquon Barkley, which he had 499 yards and 5 touchdowns, but with an extra game. But still, the Buffalo Bills guys had 4 losses in the regular season this year. In those losses, 3 of them, James Cook rushed the ball less than 10 times in each of those losses. In the playoffs, when James Cook does touch the ball more than 15 times in a game, the Buffalo Bills win. So obviously, it is pretty clear touchdowns. In 2023, he had 1,122 yards with 2 touchdowns, and obviously this season he had 1,009 yards with 16 touchdowns. As his touchdowns did go up in 2024, his yards went down in 2024 as well. His average yard per carry went down as well. And his first down runs went down as well. Now, I am not saying that James Cook is a bad running back. I am not saying that James Cook doesn't deserve a $10, $9, $11, $12 million deal. I'm not saying that. But I am saying that the NFL is still a quarterback league. What I am still saying is that the NFL is a left tackle league, a receiver league, an edge rusher league. Let's just be honest, guys. Running backs are a dime a dozen. Saquon Barkley is an outlier. We spoke about him yesterday. I don't think he should have got that $41.3 million that he got in a 2-year deal, right? Yes, he had a 2,000-yard season, but let's just be honest. That's an outlier. Saquon Barkley is an outlier. So, guys, the question is very, very simple here. Should the Buffalo Bills pay James Cook? When I say pay him Saquon Barkley type of money. 17, 15, 19, $20 million, that type of range. So by about $15 to $20 million. Should James Cook get that type of money? I'm saying no. I like James Cook. I would love to have James Cook on the Kansas City Chiefs. I bet you 30 other or 29 other teams in the NFL would love to have James Cook on their team. The simple fact of the matter is running back market is not there. Running backs are a dime a dozen. Running backs are good for 3 years in the NFL. And by the way, James Cook is going into his 4th year. So guys, the question is simple. Let's answer that question in the comments below. Should James Cook get paid? John Peoples is saying not Saquon money, though. He should get paid. He should get those dollar bills, y'all. But no Saquon money. Listen, no receiver in the NFL is ever going to get Saquon Barkley money ever again. There's a reason why once what's his face? Zeke Elliott got paid. He was at the Dallas Cowboys for what? 2 more years, and then bada bing, bada boom. You never heard from him again. Because running backs are a dime a dozen. That's why the running back market went down. Now we might see a little bit of influx. Teams start to panic a little bit, but let's just be honest, he's not going to get that type of money. Alpha Rob says he wants $15 million a year at least. That is not going to happen.
Pigskin pun. Get you some.
Alpha Rob, you are right. You are right. That is not going to happen. He's still on his rookie deal. He still has another year left in him, and then they can franchise tag him twice. If I am a general manager of a NFL team, this is what I'm going to do for running backs because they are a dime a dozen at the end of the day. At the end of the day, you are going to be competitive, meaning the Buffalo Bills will be competitive for many, many years with Josh Allen at the helm. They are going to be consistently picking from 18th and up because they're going to be in the playoffs year after year after year. What you do is you use and abuse those running backs. You draft them in the first round, so you get 5 years out of them, and you can franchise tag them twice. There's 7 years, and by the time that is up, your running back, your life is over. Let's just be honest. That running back life is over. 5 years on your rookie deal, 2 years franchise tag, bada bing, bada boom. Go enjoy playing for the Dallas Cowboys. Go enjoy playing for the New England Patriots because you know what? I got my best life out of you. It's just business, baby. It's just business. And John People says he's mid at best. John, slow it down, baby.
Pigskin pun. Get you some.
When you look at top 5 running backs in the NFL, let's just be honest. Number 1 is going to be Saquon. Number 2 is going to probably be Jahmyr Gibbs. Number 3 is Derrick Henry. And then I guess at number 4, you could probably put David Montgomery in there because the whole Sonic Knuckles things, they stay fresh, yada, yada, yada. But from 5, 6, 7, 8, you have to put Kyron Williams up there, Chase Brown, James Cook, and Charbonnet. Maybe even Najee Harris. James Cook is definitely a top 10, if not a top 5 running back in the NFL, John. So to say he's mid at best, slow it down, baby. That's tough. That's tough. Alpha Rob says Cook is a home run hitter. He can't get the tough yards when needed, which is honestly, Alpha Rob, the Buffalo Bills don't need him to get the tough yards because you got Josh Allen. You got a 6'7", 285-pound running back. And you answered your own question here. 4th and 1, who is running the ball, Allen or Cook? It's Josh Allen, right? Whether you want to admit it or not, Josh Allen is the cream of the crop. Hell, 4th and 3, give the ball to Josh Allen. We seen it when they played the Kansas City Chiefs. What was it, 4th and 8? Did they give the ball to James Cook? No, he rushed 9 times versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Josh Allen said, hold my beer. Let me go in and take this. I will handle it. That's why he will not get paid. That's why he will not get paid. Patriot Watch USA is in the chat. What's up, Patriots Watch USA? He says, who is your team, Alpha Rob? And Alpha Rob's team is the Buffalo Bills. How about this, Patriots Watch? Who is your team? Who is your team? But Patriots Watch, while we're talking about the Buffalo Bills, of course, Alpha Rob did answer your question, and you said, what do you think they need to win it? Meaning the Buffalo Bills. Alpha Rob is saying a new defensive scheme, which is 100% right. This bend don't break defense is kind of BS. It's kind of outdated. It's kind of old school. I'm a high school team and I don't really know what I'm doing, so we're going to go play a bend don't break and hopefully the other team makes a mistake. We're in the NFL, baby. I would like to see a 4-2-5 out of the Buffalo Bills. Bring in your edge guys, send them down the line. Boom. Attack, attack, attack. Attack, attack, attack. So, guys, the question is simple. Will the Buffalo Bills pay James Cook? I'm going to say no. Going to say no. Speaking of a team that needs a total rebuild, a total shaking of the cage, a sort of like, wake up, what's going on? The Cincinnati Bengals. Guys, the Cincinnati Bengals had one of the worst defenses in the NFL last season in 2024. But they did have one of the best offenses. Joe Burrow should have been an MVP candidate, but they just sucked that bad. So far this week, the Cincinnati Bengals have had 2 defensive players retire / move on, and then they did just trade their top offensive line to the Las Vegas Raiders in Kappa. So when you look at the Cincinnati Bengals, guys, when you look at the Cincinnati Bengals, how can they improve in 2025? Obviously, it is March 5th. Obviously, the draft hasn't happened. Obviously, free agency hasn't started yet. Obviously, we haven't seen any preseason mini camps, mandatory camps yet, right? So this is all hypothetically speaking, right? But I like to speak hypotheticals. I like to speak about things that could potentially fruition into August and September and October, November. So how can the Cincinnati Bengals improve in 2025? Well, let's start right off at the top. The Bengals had no heart on defense. If they had heart, it was laying on the floor, beating like 10 beats per minute. They had no heart on defense last season. They were not running to the football with anger, and they were not trying to punish the players when they came into their zone. They're like, oh, you want to run here? Ole! Ole! They were like a bullfighter just trying to jump out of the way. They were terrible. And they was on the field a lot last season. In 10 games that they lost last season, they were on the field more than 8 minutes longer than their opponents. So 8 minutes longer than your opponents on average. So just a quick little math here, 8 times 60, which because there's 8 minutes, 60 seconds in a minute, that's what, 480 seconds, right? An average NFL play lasts about 30-ish seconds. So that's 16 to 17 extra plays, nearly 2 extra drives that the Cincinnati Bengals defense was on the field last season compared to their opponents. So how can the Cincinnati Bengals improve in 2021? It's very, very simple. I don't care about the defense. I don't care about Joe Burrow. I don't care about T. Higgins or Jamar Chase. I am all worried about Chase Brown. They need to run the damn ball. Simple as that. You want to get 8 minutes back on the clock, or hell, even 4 minutes back on the clock to make it a 30-30 game here? Run the ball. Guys, Chase Brown is going to be a top 5 running back in the league before we know it. Chase Brown had 4 games with more than 20 carries in those games. And 4 of those games, they went 3-1. Win over the Denver Broncos, a really, really good defense. A win over the Titans. The Titans were kind of clicking at that particular time. And then the win over the Las Vegas Raiders. The lone loss was to the LA Chargers, in which the defense forgot to play in the first half. Let's just be honest. And then they forgot about Chase Brown in the fourth quarter. He touched the ball twice in the fourth quarter in that game. Guys, the Cincinnati Bengals need to run the ball. I understand Joe Burrow is a good talent. He's not an elite talent. He is a goodish, great player. He puts up a lot of good stats. Jamar Chase arguably might be the best receiver we've ever seen in the NFL. T. Higgins, he's the glue that kind of holds everything together. Let's run the ball. Your offensive line sucks. Joe Burrow is consistently getting sacked and injured and whatever. Run the ball. If the Cincinnati Bengals guys can run the ball competitively in 2025, they will probably win that division. If Chase Brown touches the ball 15 to 16 times minimum per game, they're going to win at least 12 games next season. 2025 is very, very simple. Run the ball. Use and abuse Chase Brown play after play after play. So, guys, how do you think that the Cincinnati Bengals can improve in 2025? JT's in the chat. What's up? JT says the Bills will never get past Mahomes in the playoffs. JT. There is a beautiful rock, paper, scissors calibration happening in the AFC. I think that the Baltimore Ravens are better than the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs. I think the Chiefs are better than the Buffalo Bills in the playoffs. And I think the Buffalo Bills are better than the Baltimore Ravens in the playoffs. It's that Bermuda Triangle type of effect, right? It's the rock, paper, scissors effect. Now, I am a Kansas City Chiefs fan. I did not want to play the Baltimore Ravens last season. I wanted to play the Buffalo Bills. Not because I thought it was going to be an easier game, not because the rest were going to rig it, whatever. It's just because I did not want to play the Baltimore Ravens in the playoffs last season. The Buffalo Bills wanted to play the Baltimore Ravens in the playoffs. They did not want to play the Texans. They did not want to play the Pittsburgh Steelers. They did not want to play the Chargers. They wanted to play the Baltimore Ravens. And on the other hand, the Baltimore Ravens did not want to play the Buffalo Bills. They wanted to play the Houston Texans or the Chargers or the Broncos or the Kansas City Chiefs. I think Patrick Mahomes is arguably is the best situational quarterbacks that we have ever seen. When it is nut crunch time, if fourth quarter or end of the second quarter, you need a big drive, you need a big play, you need a big score, I'm picking Patrick Mahomes 10 out of 10 times and twice on Sunday. With that being said, I think you're right. I think the Buffalo Bills will not get past the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes as currently constructed. I don't know what they need to do. I don't know if it's just a kryptonite. I don't know if it's a head game. I don't know what needs to happen. I'm going to go back and watch film this summer for the Pigskin Puns. We break down film.
Pigskin Pun. Get you some.
So if you want to become a Pigskin Pundit, click on the membership tab down there below, and we will break down those films, and I will try to discuss what I think the Buffalo Bills need to do to beat the Kansas City Chiefs moving forward. Because as you guys know, I am a film guy. I do watch scout film for Louisville Cardinals here in Louisville, Kentucky. I just got hired on professionally. So that is my job. Like, that is what I do, is I break down film and I help write scouting reports. So just a little fun fact about me. John says they need to run a 3-3-5 defense, meaning the Buffalo Bills. What? There's a reason why 3-3-5 defense is very, very rare, John. There's a reason why the 3-3-5 defense is almost extinct. It takes a very, very special types of players to run a 3-3-5. Very, very disciplined players, very, very physical players, and very, very fast players to run a 3-3-5 defense. When I first started to coach high school here in my local town, the old coach ran a 3-3-5. After 2 years of running the 3-3-5, he's like, oh man, we suck. 3-3-5 is tough, baby. 3-3-5 is tough. Alpha Rob says, who the Bengals hired to be their new defensive coordinator? I don't know. Let's do a quick Google search. And we will see. They hired a guy named Al Golden as the defensive coordinator for the Cincinnati Bengals. He was hired in January of 2025. He previously coached linebackers for the Bengals in 2021. He coached tight ends for the Detroit Lions from 2016 to 2019. He was a defensive coordinator at the University of Notre Dame from 22 to 24. He also coached at Temple and Miami as a head coach. So he's kind of been around the block. He's been a linebackers coach. He's been a tight end coach. He's been a defensive coordinator for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish the last 2 seasons. So he has a little bit of experience. So it is Al Golden. Al Golden is the defensive coordinator for the Cincinnati Bengals. Which is kind of cool, I guess. Kind of cool. Alpha Rob says the Bengals have one good player on defense, as Hendricks. They still got is it Geno Stone that they picked up from the Ravens last season? I like me some Geno Stone. I mean, obviously he did not have a spectacular season by any stretch of the imagination, but when we look at the depth chart, but despite them being so bad, they were still 9-8 last season. Like, obviously Trey is the guy, but yeah, they still got Geno Stone. They got Dax Hill. He came on pretty late last season, but a undersung guy here that I think is that is the Akeem Davis guy. I really like him. He like every time I watch film on him, he definitely jumped off the screen. But yes, their defense is very. They need some guys. They definitely need some guys. Kush Masters in the chat. What's up, Kush? What's up, man? What's up? What's up? What's up? John says, nope, not Baltimore again. Not Baltimore what? As long as Lamar Jackson is with the Baltimore Ravens, they still got Harbaugh, and they still got a decent running game, the Baltimore Ravens will still be in the playoffs year after year after year. Stop it. I have been deemed a Lamar Jackson hater. I have been deemed a Lamar Jackson hater, and I'm still saying that Lamar Jackson and the playoffs is pretty good. Let's just be honest. Alpha Rob says, "Hey Buck, you heard Dawkins say the Bills would have played the Eagles better than the Kansas City Chiefs." I mean, Alpha Rob, I feel that every AFC team is out there saying like, "Oh, we would have been at least competitive with the Eagles. Oh, we would have done this versus the Eagles. Oh, we would have done that, right?" Hindsight's 2020. Hindsight is that the Philadelphia Eagles played a perfect game in the Super Bowl. The hindsight is that the Buffalo Bills playing a perfect team would have not playing a perfect game would have not beaten the Philadelphia Eagles. The Kansas City Chiefs playing a perfect game versus the perfect Philadelphia Eagles would have not have won that game. Perfect Baltimore Ravens, perfect Chargers versus Broncos, perfect Texans, perfect Steelers. None of those teams would have beat a perfectly played, executed game like the Philadelphia Eagles played. The Eagles came out there and they whooped that ass. Dawkins can say all he wants, but the truth of the matter is that they were not there. They were not on the field. Now, you can say, "Oh, I would have done this, I would have done that, I would have done this. But the simple fact of the matter is the Eagles came out and whooped ass. I don't think the Eagles even put down their beer. They were that old uncle playing softball. They had a cigarette, like a freaking Marlboro Red, in their like in their hand. They had a natural light in the other like in their hand, sipping on the beer, putting it on home plate, putting the cigarette back in the mouth, swinging that bat and hitting a doozy 425-foot shot straight dead center field, and yeah, whatever. It is what it is. The Eagles were dogs. So Buffalo Bills can talk the shit all they want. Baltimore Ravens can talk all the shit they want. The Broncos, the Chargers, every fans can say that. Oh, the refs weren't being paid that game. That's why the Chiefs lost. No, the Eagles have played that damn good. The Eagles had a better roster from top to bottom. The Eagles were hungry. They were prepared. And they played a perfect game. When the Eagles play perfect, nobody's beating them. Let's just call a spade a spade. Gary Nelson's in the chat, says the Bears are finally making the right moves. Gary, they're making the right moves, but they're still a 7-win team. So it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But let's go ahead and move on here. Let's go ahead and move on here and talk about the LA Rams. The Los Angeles Rams had a decent second half of the season in 2024. They end up making the playoffs, and they upset the Minnesota Vikings. Laura, where are you at? They upset your Minnesota Vikings in the wild card game in Phoenix, Arizona, before losing to the Philadelphia Eagles in a snow-packed game. Guys, many people wrote off the Rams in 2024 after their slow start. Many people said, hey, trade Matthew Stafford, trade Kupp, clean house. Let's rebuild. They ended up winning the NFC West in a very, very kind of a tight race toward the end, let's just be honest. But will the Rams make another playoff run and repeat as NFC West champions in 2025? Like I said, I know it's March 5th. I know we got the draft. I know we got preseason, mini camp, OTAs, mandatory camp, all that stuff. I understand that. But it is March, and we're going to talk about it. When you look at the LA Rams, guys, they were carried by Kyren Williams last season. In 2024, Kyren Williams was the LA Rams offense. 1,300 yards rushing, 14 touchdowns, added an extra 200 yards receiving with 2 extra touchdowns, right? He was the man, the myth, the legend, and Kyren Williams is going to be a top 5 running back before we know in the NFL as well. Cooper Kupp, he's gone. Matthew Stafford got a new deal. Now, the Rams did start slow in 2025. A lot of them were because of injuries. Kupp was out. Puka was out. Many of that offensive line was out. The defense was very, very young. Aaron Donald, he retired, so they had a lot of holes. They had a lot of we don't know what to do with our hands type of situation for the first 9-10 games of that NFL season. Let's just be honest. But the second half, they came on hot. Tutu Atwell is also going to test free agency. DeMarcus Robinson is going to test free agency as well. So to repeat in 2025 what they did in 2024, the Rams need to hit the wide receiver market. They need some wide receiver depth. It's simple as that. Kyren Williams, I think, is still going to do his thing. Matthew Stafford's still going to throw his 4,000 yards. They need some wide receiver help. And with the wide receiver market getting full right now, they got a lot of chances, a lot of holes that they could potentially fill. Darius Slayton, Devontae Adams, Tyler Lockett could be looking for a team. DK Metcalf wants out, even though the Chargers have been reaching out to him. Let's not forget about Stephon Diggs. Let's not forget about DeAndre D-Hop. Just to name a few guys. And I think if the LA Rams can just get two of those free agent wide receivers or trade for one, aka DK Metcalf, they are going to win the NFC West. It is not a reach at all. They're better than the 49ers. They're better than the Seahawks. They're better than the Cardinals. Guys, the Rams are the real deal. Now, I do not like the contract that they gave Matthew Stafford. Let's just be blatantly honest about that. I do not like them hanging on to Matthew Stafford just a little bit longer. They could have got a lot of value out of Matthew Stafford by trading him this offseason, or hell, even trading him last year, right? But they still like Matthew Stafford. They like Puka. They like Kyren Williams. And I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say that that defense, yes, that defense will be a top 10 defense next season. That young LA Rams defense will be a top 10. So how can they make another playoff run and win the NFC West in 2025? Get some receiver help. That is all they need. I don't care if it's Devontae Adams, Tyler Lockett, DK, Stephon Diggs. Get two good receivers, decent receivers, to go along with Puka. Continue to give Kyren Williams the ball. Bada bing, bada boom, to the moon, baby. It's that simple. It is that freaking simple, baby. You guys know what time it is? I don't ever slow up. No, I don't. That's the wrong one. It is time for some cold, hard facts. So, guys, I scrabble the old interwebs. I see what the people are talking about. See what the people are saying. And I'm going to determine it. I'm going to tell you that, hey, this is a cold, hard fact. This is what it is, and this is how it's supposed to go down. This is how it's supposed to go down. Justin Fields, guys. Justin Fields is more than likely going to be starting quarterback in Pittsburgh Steelers for this season over Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson probably won't even be in town at the start of the 2025 NFL seasons. So when we look at the Pittsburgh Steelers, guys, are they making the right choice of keeping Justin Fields? The facts are that Justin Fields had his worst stat year to date. Was last season with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He only threw for 1,100 yards, 5 touchdowns, to one interception. Yes, he only played in 10 games. However, he did have his best completion percentage of his career at 66%. He had his second best QBR at 50.8 of his career. And he was sacked just 16 times. 200% less than his rookie season. Now, on the other hand, in 11 games, Russell Wilson did throw for 2,500 yards, 16 touchdowns, just to 5 interceptions, 64% completion percentage, which is about average in his 13-year NFL career. But he did have one of the worst QBR seasons with 51.3. Guys, the cold hard facts is that the Pittsburgh Steelers are in a stalemate. They are in a fight with themselves. The Pittsburgh Steelers, they are good enough not to get a top overall pick, but they're not good enough to compete for a title. No matter who the quarterback is, this is a bridge back guy. Whether it's Justin Fields, whether it's Russell Wilson, whether it's Mac Jones, Daniel Jones, Aaron Rodgers, the cold hard facts is that the Pittsburgh Steelers are in a stalemate. The Pittsburgh Steelers need to figure themselves out, and they need to learn how to tank. They need to learn how to tank. They need to go out there and get Trevor Lawrence, tank, and then get a first overall pick next year, and then bring in Archie Manning. Guys, the cold hard facts are the Pittsburgh Steelers are not a competitive team. The cold hard facts are that defense fell apart last season. The cold hard facts are it doesn't matter who you start, Justin Fields, Russell Wilson, you're still going to be a 9 to 10 win team. That's just what it is. Cold hard facts number 1. Cold hard facts number 2. The New York Football Giants let Darius Slayton walk, and he's expected to get a lot of interest in his free agency mark. Now, the question is, what team is going to sign him? He was third on the team in catching with 573 yards in 2024, which is 39 catches. He found the end zone just twice, which is worst of his 6-year NFL career. This was the first time he was over 700 yards per season, which he played over 13 games. Teams linked to Darius Slayton have been the Raiders, Cardinals, Steelers, Commanders, etc. When you look at these teams, the Raiders are 13th in the NFL last season in passing with 223.4 yards per game. They have quarterback issues. Aiden O'Connell, Gardner Minshew is going to get released. None of those quarterbacks really tickle my pickle. The Pittsburgh Steelers were 27th in the NFL in passing at 192 yards per game last season. They don't know who their quarterback is. Justin Fields, Mac Jones, Sam Darnold, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson. We don't know. Cardinals were 18th in the NFL in passing last season, with 214 yards per game. Guys, the cold hard facts are is that there's not going to be a big market for Darius Slayton. There just isn't. When you're third on a team with 39 catches for the New York Giants, that's tough. The wide receiver market starting to get packed too. DeAndre Hopkins, Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs, now Tyler Lockett, Chris Godwin, DK Metcalf wants out. Guys, the cold hard facts are is Darius Slayton will make a team better. But he is not going to be highly sought after. So whoever said he's going to be highly sought after, stop it. That is dumb. That is asinine. That's asinine 10. That's asinine 11. Cold hard facts number 2 is Darius Slayton is not going to be highly sought after. It is what it is. Cold hard facts number 3. Let's just be clear that the Cleveland Browns have no interest as of right now trading Myles Garrett. Let's just be clear on that. But the rumors are flying around that Garrett and the Philadelphia Eagles might be a very, very real thing. I heard rumors about that at the Combine. I've heard other people talking about it as well. Guys, let's just be flat out honest about this. If Myles Garrett gets traded to the Philadelphia Eagles, he will be the highest paid non-quarterback player in the NFL if this trade happens. Which we just saw Max Crosby become the highest non-quarterback player in the NFL. He got paid 3 years, $106.5 million deal. So Myles Garrett's going to be looking at a $110 million deal. Let's just be honest. Eagles have been trying to clear up some cap room, letting Bradbury go, let Slay go, etc. But Myles Garrett said he wanted out of Cleveland the week of the Super Bowl. Let's just be clear. He's not asking for more money. He just wants out. He wants a chance to win. He wants a chance to compete. And when a player doesn't want to be there, he's going to give you half-ass efforts. Going to give you half-ass effort time and time again. So the cold hard facts is, guys, that the Philadelphia Eagles will not get Myles Garrett. As simple as that. The Philadelphia Eagles will not get Myles Garrett. As dominant as Myles Garrett has been, and as dominant as the Philadelphia Eagles defensive side of the ball was in 2024, if that happens, you're going to lose a lot of players. Myles Garrett is going to be the sole focal point of your whole team. Philadelphia Eagles is a team. Guys, the cold hard facts is that the Myles Garrett and the Philadelphia Eagles trade is not going to happen. As simple as that. Not going to happen. Those are the cold, hard facts.
Get you some.
All right, guys. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think of those cold, hard facts? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let's talk about it. Alpha Rob says Mike Tomlin, fine with his 9 wins. He is good. And Alpha Rob, I think that is the biggest problem with Pittsburgh, is that they are just happy being mediocre. They are happy with Mike Tomlin getting his winning record. They're happy being just good enough to be talked about. They're happy enough with somebody like me hyping them up, saying, hey, you're going to go to the Super Bowl. You keep playing defense, you're going to go to the Super Bowl, you're going to go to the moon, baby. Then they let you down. They like that. They're just like that pretty girl that has crabs. She's fun to look at. She's fun to talk about. She's fun to maybe to fondle like a little bit. But the minute you start to get down and get dirty, like, oh shit. Mike Tomlin needs to part ways with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers need to part ways with like Mike Tomlin. This screams old Cincinnati Bengals, and what is their coach right now? I cannot think is his name. Marvin Lewis, right? This screams Marvin Lewis and the Cincinnati Bengals with Chad Ocho, Cinco, and Carson Palmer all over again, right? They were a decent team. They were 8 wins, 9 wins, 10 wins year after year after year. They were making the playoffs, but they're a first-round exit. It's just simple as that. They were a first-round exit year after year after year, and they were happy with that. They were satisfied with that. Now, you are going to go through some bad times when you do release a big-name coach. Trade him, fire him, whatever, right? You are going to go through some tough times, but sometimes you have to cut the grass short. You have to kill that grass. You have to see dirt before that nice, thick St. Augustine sod starts to pop through. It is what it is. It is what it is. Old Man River. This man says, if Trevor Lawrence goes to Pittsburgh, they are 11-win team. Old Man River, like, I'm not disputing that Trevor Lawrence is a average quarterback. What I am disputing is that Trevor Lawrence instantly makes them 11-win team. The Pittsburgh Steelers are already a 9, 10, 11-win team without Trevor Lawrence, without Aaron Rodgers, without Justin Fields, without Russell Wilson. You plug any quarterback in with that running game and their defense, they're a 10, 11-win team. Trevor Lawrence is not a needle mover for the Pittsburgh Steelers. If anything, he's a needle mover to the wrong side, to the right side where the losses are. Because the right side of the column is where the losses are at. I could see 11 losses with Trevor Lawrence at the helm. I could see 9 losses with Trevor Lawrence at the like at the helm. But I'm just saying, like, Trevor Lawrence is not the end-all, be-all. Trevor Lawrence got paid way too early. He's overhyped. He's overrated. And he's underperforming year after year after year. Hell, if I was the Jacksonville Jaguars, I would be entertaining any trade opportunities for Trevor Lawrence. Get him out of town now. Get him out of town. It's simple as that. Time for a little bit of factor crap. Alrighty, guys. So factor crap is very, very simple. We scour the old interwebs, see what the people are talking about, and we determine if it indeed is a fact or if it is a crap. This is a live interactive show, guys. So if you see it, a little bit of fact, a little bit of crap, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think, and let's talk about a little bit of fact and a little bit of crap. First up here on the old factor crap, Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings did not franchise tag Sam Darnold on Franchise Tuesday yesterday. They are looking, and I expect them to sign a multi-year deal with Sam Darnold moving forward. However, when you hear a multi-year deal for Sam Darnold, he's probably going to be looking at 40 to 50 to 55 to $60 million deal. He was a top 5 quarterback last year, and he wants to get paid like that. With that being said, the Minnesota Vikings did draft a quarterback in last year's draft by the name of J.J. McCarthy. J.J. McCarthy has shown a lot of promise. people like Patrick Mahomes have actually come out and said that J.J. McCarthy has the strongest arm in the NFL. But as you guys know, this year's quarterback draft class is pretty weak. So guys, fact or crap, should the Minnesota Vikings trade J.J. McCarthy? J.J. McCarthy, guys, was the 10th overall pick in the 2024 NFL draft. He did get hurt in preseason, and he never stepped foot on a regular season field. When we hear the name of Sam Darnold, we think of an old head. We think of an old guy. We think of a guy that's been around the block. He's actually only 27 years old. Now, I'm not saying Sam Darnold is the end-all, be-all, but obviously he had a good season in Minnesota. He was a top 5 quarterback in yardage and touchdown-wise, and he was a top 10 or a top 15 in QBR. I don't have the numbers off the top of my head, but he was a top 5 quarterback in the NFL last season. Now, the Minnesota Vikings do have a little bit of cap room. They do have a little bit of wiggle room to sign Sam Darnold to a mid-tier, to a upper high-end mid-tier contract. Guys, if I was the Minnesota Vikings, I would have franchise tagged Sam Darnold. I would have gave him his $30-some-odd million a season, whatever it is. I think the franchise tag is actually $41 million. Franchise tagged him. See if he can replicate what he did in 2024 while he still got J.J. McCarthy going in, then would be his third year after the 2025 NFL season. But factor crap, should the Vikings trade J.J. McCarthy? If the Vikings sign Sam Darnold to a multi-year deal, 3 years, let's say $80 million a year. Actually, it'll be about $100 million, right? Look at about $40 million per season. If the Vikings sign him that 3 years deal, that would make J.J. McCarthy his 5th year of his rookie deal. Much like the Green Bay Packers and Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers when he was Jordan Love 5th year a couple years ago. Guys, I think it's a fact. I think it's a fact that if the Vikings sign Sam Darnold to a multi-year deal, which I expect them to do, they should trade J.J. McCarthy. They should trade him to the Jets, to the Giants, to other teams that are looking for this quarterbacks of their future. The Raiders. Let's just be honest. This quarterback draft class is not very good. Shedeur Sanders is the second best, if not the best quarterback in this draft. And he is projected as a 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th overall pick. If a team like the Jets, like the Giants, like the Raiders, are really looking for their franchise quarterback, and it's not Cam Ward, it's not Shedeur Sanders, why not J.J. McCarthy? Why not take your flyer on J.J. McCarthy? I think it's a fact. So what do you guys think? Alpha Rob is saying crap. Do not trade J.J. McCarthy. Do not trade him. He was a 10th overall pick for a reason, says Alpha Rob. And I say, slow it down, baby. And Old Man River says, how about a performance contract? Crap. I mean, aren't most contracts performance-based anyways? When you see a lot of these deals, the Max Crosby deal, for example, the, what was it, $106.5 million deal? I believe the guaranteed money on that was only like $80 million. A lot of it is incentive-based, performance-based type of contracts. However, we've seen what Kirk Cousins has been doing in the NFL. $45 million guaranteed. They want that guaranteed money. They want that guaranteed money. Old Man River says a blind duck finds water sometimes. And a broke clock is right twice a day. I get it. That's why you franchise tag Sam Darnold and keep J.J. McCarthy. But since you missed the franchise tag window, you're going to sign into a multi-year deal. Why not trade J.J. McCarthy and get something out of it? Max Crosby wants Aaron Rodgers. That's just stupid. Stupid. Next up here on the Factor Crap, Shedeur Sanders. That's right. The number 2 rated quarterback in this year's NFL draft by many draft experts. Shedeur Sanders has reportedly come off as arrogant and brash in team interviews from a team that is picking in the top 7. Many reports are coming out that Shedeur Sanders has an ego and is arrogant, and that, you know what, he thinks he's better than most of those teams. So, guys, fact or crap? Is Shedeur Sanders hurting his draft stock by coming off as arrogant and brash and egotistical in these interviews at the NFL Combine? As of today, many people have Shedeur Sanders going 7th overall to the Las Vegas Raiders in the 2025 NFL Draft. Other teams that have talked to him have been the Jets and the Titans and the Browns. Either way, I think he's going in the top 10 in the NFL Draft. So this is the issue that I have with anonymous sources. We are in the draft right now, guys. We are in the draft, and there are head games, there are mind games being played. An anonymous source from a team that's picking in the top 7 said that he's been arrogant and brash. When I hear this tells me that this team wants a quarterback. This tells me that this team is trying to bash Shedeur Sanders so his draft stock lowers. This tells me this has the Las Vegas Raiders written all over it. Let's just be honest. Because the Raiders want Shedeur Sanders. They don't want the Jets to get him. They don't want the Giants to get him. They don't want the Browns to get him. They don't want the Titans to get him. The Las Vegas Raiders want Shedeur Sanders. It is what it is. So, guys, fact or crap, is Shedeur Sanders hurting his draft stock by being arrogant and egotistical and brash during these interviews? I mean, obviously, it's going to be fact. But I don't have any validity in those comments. So I'm going to say crap. I'm going to say crap that he's not hurting his draft stock because I don't think he is coming off as arrogant or brash or egotistical. That's just who he is. Now, if you think that, awesome. I don't care. Whatever, right? But winners win. Players play. At the end of the day, this anonymous source is probably the Las Vegas Raiders trying to dog Shedeur Sanders anonymously so he can fall down to 7th and so they can draft him. That's just what it is. So all you people are saying, oh, he's whatever, stop it. Shedeur Sanders is going to have a decent NFL career, and he's going to look really, really good in blue and white moving forward, moving the Dallas Cowboys. But guys, fact or crap, is Shedeur Sanders hurting his draft stock at Old Man Rivers? As fact. Fact. All right. Old Man Rivers says the Raider Paters talking negative about Sanders. Of course they're talking negative about Sanders. This is the problem with the Las Vegas Raiders is they think Aaron Rodgers is going to come and be magical MVP, back-to-back MVP Aaron Rodgers. That was like 7 years ago. Aaron Rodgers is shit right now. This is why Raiders fans suck. This is why the Las Vegas Raiders will never be good. You are talking negative about a guy because of anonymous reports. You are talking negative about a guy that could turn your whole franchise around. You are talking negative about a guy that could come out there and lead it to the playoffs. And Alpha Rob says plain as day. It's simply crap, Buck. It's like, it is crap. People are stupid. Stop talking down on that man. Stop talking down on him. But guys, that's going to be it for today.
Pigskin pun. Get you some.
Become a Pigskin Pundit, guys. Click on the link below. $4.99 a month. Get you some free merch, behind the scenes footage, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and get you entry into the NFL Pick'ems next season. We're going to have a $1,000 giveaway. All for free. All for free. But with that being said, guys, we are out. See you tomorrow. Next time, 9 p.m. East Coast time.
Hey, now it's time to take off. Gotta keep it live and raw. Better stay tuned in. Man, our NFL talk. I know that you're ready for more. They on the field, ready for war. Who's in the lead? I'm checking the score. We about to do it like never before. NFL live, uncut, raw. This is Man Hour NFL Talk. Let's go.